Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dead Space 2. So, game locked up, computer entirely locked up again. I went through and there was new Windows update to the new Windows update, so hopefully that fixes this problem. It's really hard right now to determine whether it's the game I should be blaming or what. Honestly, in most instances, there's been lots of instances where I've left a game running, all tabbed out of it, and slept for 6 to 8 hours, and then the game just locks up, and then you have to close it, hit Control-Alt-Delete, open up the task manager. But I have really never run into a scenario where it is locked up the entire operating system. The mouse and keyboard, which are wireless USB devices, don't work. My battery backup, which is connected via USB device to report back any problems. Look at how that does not line up at all. Oh, at that angle. I wonder if that's a 60 frames per second issue too. Well, probably not. It's probably just the way the suit is animated. Yeah, I've just never run into that problem. So, we're not too far away from where we finished. In fact, I think we're really just through this tunnel. So we didn't lose too much. That was a good point for me to take a break in. But fingers crossed, I updated the power, my battery backup software, my mouse and keyboard software, and Windows, and I looked at all the visual options and settings in this game. There's really nothing here that I think would change too much. Oh, oops. I guess we are a little bit further along, aren't we, than where we were originally. Alright, well, let's make a quick amount of work with this and see if we can find all of the collectibles in these dark areas. I don't think we run into any enemies or anything. Like, certainly is a really dark room, so yeah, okay. As for the lost footage, because it locked up, there's really no way to recover it. If anybody knows of a MP4 video recording recovery software that does MP4 audio recovery too, that works really well, let me know in the comments. But as far as I can find, there's kind of nothing. Ideally, the software also needs to be free, so that is a big ask, definitely. So yeah, a small bit of footage was missed there. Footage which I could have gone back and re-recorded, and in a few cases I have gone back and re-recorded, but in this instance, if I was to re-record that section, I would have to I really would have to, and these guys are getting on the walls, doing their little leg thing. That's where the alternate fire for this gun in particular becomes really useful. And it's definitely more evidence that the main gun is really the only gun you should have in this game. The secondary weapons don't hold them. They just don't do the same thing. Okay, now we're back to where we were. So this is where we ended last time. We're very potentially going to be in a fight of some sort when we get in here. We're still in the Unitologist Chapel. So this is like the enemy we fought before in the first game that drags us. And apparently I succeeded, or you can't fail. Like, you notice there's not really a not really a thing you can do here. And it didn't take any health out from me when I was getting dragged either. So either my outfit that I'm wearing right now is really hard. So you're punching these kids' faces off. Like, there definitely is a problem with things like this. Like, you start swinging. Get some more health. Just wanted to shoot that stained glass and make sure that there isn't some more to that. See, I came over here and you can see all this marking too. Looks like there's room to find things all over the place. And that's a mid-health pack, medium health pack, so I don't want to use it immediately, but I very possibly will accidentally hit it and overuse it. So some looks like there might be a grotesque monster over there. I suppose introducing the kids as larger enemies that you can fight is probably a good idea. In the first game, it was those really tiny triangle monsters that you were fighting, and because of that, you really needed the flamethrower as a weapon. Just trying to make sure I pick up anything and everything. But this chapter kind of needs to start wrapping up. Like, like it really needs to start wrapping up and getting us to a different area. Just because I've kind of had enough of this artistic area. Usually I will complain about games being in a bunch of different areas, but this one honestly feels like it's going to be a 3-act play. Here's a thought. Which of the health packs do you use first? I'm going to come out and hit B and see which one was used. The bigger one was used first. It was on the left. I'm not sure if it was used first because it was on the left or if it was because it was on the left. I guess next time I take some damage. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. When you start to kind of look at like Resident Evil 4, and in Resident Evil 4 you're in a village, you're in a castle, you're in the sewers. You're in a cave. You really go quite a few different places in that game, which I think helps make it a more entertaining experience, just generally speaking. So I assume if I had come up this way, enemies would have jumped through the mirror reflections of the windows. So whatever windows they jumped out of on that side and attacked me, they would have jumped out of on this side. And we saw them jump out of something. I guess they jumped out of the things and not the windows. Clearly you would have wanted them to jump through the windows, but they must have just run out of budget to animate that. Which is a great example of something that probably would have been better to animate instead of cutscenes and death scenes. It would have been really easy to just fade to black when you start getting attacked. Yeah. The speed of some of these enemies seems really faster than the first game. And I'm not sure that that's manageable. I think we're probably going to hit a point right now where we see the fastest speed that any character is going to have in the kids or the headbutting enemies, and we'll just start seeing stronger versions. And
what's happening to you, Isaac? You tried to kill yourself. Why do you think that is? That's right. Ignore the pain. Bury it deep inside.
she's not here. And so you couldn't go through the door until that cutscene happened. There very well may be a good reason why Isaac is trying to kill himself or stab himself in the eye. You don't know if that inherently was a attempt to kill.
I've reached the top of the church.
You're almost here. I'll be waiting by the shuttle.
Guess we'll just use the... That took a really long time for that line gun to fire. Interesting. Slow gun. So apparently the Unitologists have a shuttle bay in their church, which is definitely questionable. Interesting how it wants me to go around this. Take a look at the Sprawl, aka Jupiter Station. So I guess this is the boss's office, the head person in charges. Detonator gun schematic, so this would have been the first point, and you can only just crack the glass, but it's nice that it reacts, but it seems strange that it takes so much effort to break it for real. I mean, that glass is stronger than half of the enemies. Okay. And we definitely want to save, but we want to start just... I really should have just adopted a keep at least one chapter policy. Save file system. Save files are so small in comparison, even for somebody who's running an SSD. Most save files on games, with the exception of maybe Skyrim save files, are so insignificantly small, less than a megabyte each. It's really just not something most people need to deal with. I've played probably 100 games on this PC and couldn't find a single thing.
Dana! You're a unitologist. Oh, of course you are. Why did I trust you?
Well, you didn't have a choice, Isaac. I told you there was a cure and you came running.
Why are you doing this? Why can't everyone just leave me alone, huh?
You're a dangerous secret, Isaac. EarthGov won't leave you alone because they're afraid you'll destroy their marker. After all, you did build it.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's why we brought you here. To build markers for us. To spread glorious convergence to the entire galaxy.
You people are unbelievable! Just give me the fucking cure and let me go.
No, we don't want to cure you, Isaac. We need that precious little head of yours just the way it is.
I really hate this hat he's got on for this outfit.
Now would you escort Isaac to the shuttle and put him in stasis? The last thing we want is for him to die.
And so they get sucked out into space. This seems like a cutscene. Like I don't see anything I can do. So yeah, she was a bad guy. This military guy is a bad guy. They're all bad guys. Perhaps, perhaps we can trust the crazy guy. I'm trying to hit his arm. That's clearly blowing an arrow in this cutscene. This is an example of a cutscene where you'd probably be better off. You probably would be better off just seeing this. And not having any interaction you need to do. It's just animated way too much. Let's keep running. Yeah, this guy is going to totally run us over. So you have to. Oh man, I've got to remember that I have to aim for telekinesis. Telekinesis has not been something that we've been using a lot of. So when it comes up in this fashion, it doesn't fully make 100% sense. Oh, I thought for a second there I was going to shoot the... like, I thought I was gonna shoot to the window and get free. These necromorphs seem to be able completely to did that work? Apparently that did. They seem to be able to breathe in space. So if they can breathe in space, then the question really comes down to why don't they?
Isaac, are you there? Can you hear me?
What do you want, Stross? Look, it's over. All my plans just blew out the window.
No, it's not over. At least not yet. Isaac, we build it. We can tear it down.
Oh, you mean the marker? Do you know where the marker is, Stross?
It's in the government sector. But we have to move now, because time is running out for me and for us.
Stross, where you going? Shit.
So yeah, did we just come through this area? Like, where did we just come from? Was it this window? Is that what we came through? I need to find a new store. I think I will relatively quickly here. Wait, so we went through there, They want me to go here, so over here. Doesn't seem like there's anything here. So that'll probably circle back. This game definitely has that old school feel in which a character just needs external motivators. You just feel the need to have somebody outside tell Isaac what to do. You could do a lot better writing, honestly. Isaac has reason to want to destroy the marker. He lived through the Ishimura. So his trauma from that previous experience and just general humanity and general hate and desire to destroy the marker for what it did to him already acts as a perfect motivation to so I'm gonna, let's see, I guess overwrite. I'm gonna make a new 6, but then I'm gonna overwrite the second and third 5 as I try to adjust this. I'm thinking that, well, it says everything is actually this way, so this must be just a side area. I'm really hating the ragdolling stuff that's still going on. A schematic for a seeker rifle. Another one of these. We've seen, I would say, too many of these. Clearly it's a standardized design of these areas. And a lot of copy and pasting. Or, you know, this could be the area that we fought all those enemies down. We could have just gone slightly full circle. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the case. So we're trying to now get away from the unitologist section so we can go into the military section, which, like, I don't think it changes the story too much. Had some normal human unitologists just who are just crazy tried to kill me during that time. Like, so if we hit a big reveal, here we're still getting these slight themes of children and killing children. Again, big piles of money. Is that something parents do? Do they hide money in their children's bedrooms? I think the children would find it and spend it. So, seems like their kid converted into a necromorph and killed the parents. I wouldn't be surprised if this was one of the people who won the contest to be in this game. Yeah, or if these were the people who won to be in the game. There was another advertisement thing that was done where they got 250 rather conservative mothers to play Dead Space 2 to do an ad campaign. See, where does that play into the Unitologist beliefs? Just a straight up demon looking creature that does not look like any of the necromorphs. So they did this campaign, Your Mom Hates Dead Space 2, and there was some negative response from what I recall for just portraying and continuing the stereotype that all video games, even though this video game is very gory and bloody and it's doing its very best to tell a story like that, it portrays the stereotype that all video games are like that and that there's no such thing as understanding mothers or parents that can tell the difference between fantasy and reality, or is cool with it. How can the alarm go off when all the clocks have been at noon since the beginning of the game? Like, if this was a more thought out game, I would contend and question on the fact of whether or not so I can't pick up these bullets. Interesting. Can I use this to pick up these bullets? My inventory has hit a full point. There's a monster there. Sounds like. A lot of little doors that feel like they're gonna be open.
They were afraid of us after possessions. I remember. They took us to the machine for our sessions, for the steps.
I don't remember any sessions.
You're lucky you don't remember. When you do, he starts coming back.
Who? Who comes back? Who?
Look at you. You've grown up so much. Where are you going?
Strauss, don't follow. He's not really there.
So there's like a male memory that is talking to Strauss. Slight question, I would say, about just where these other people ran into the marker, because that's kind of an open question, I guess. I would have generally, in my hazy memory, thought that only Isaac had survived the Ishimura, and only he had come in contact with a marker. The idea that there were more people See, I heard a noise there, but, you know, why even bother? Okay. Well, it's been another 30 minutes. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, friend me on Steam, gift me a game, or support me on Patreon. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.